I warned you last week that Star Wars Skeleton Crew was going to be a bait and switch with woke content dropping in Episode 3. Now, this is a children's show. It is rated PG. It is clearly aimed at children. It has children protagonists in it. And now it's been revealed that KB, the ambiguous Asian girl, has two moms in something that is clearly a woke push aimed at children to psyop them. That's the whole point here. Disney is dialing things back a little bit, but subtly. And they're subtly pushing this a message on people. They have not changed their ways. They've not seen the light that woke is bad. They're not removing it. They're just doing it in this kind of way now because they know that they can get away with it with a little less controversy because they've done it before. And this is about a slow burn, about creating a frog in a pot that's turning up the heat ever so slowly so you boil. And they want to push these degenerate lifestyles on children. It is 100% grooming, and it should be condemned as such. Now, I'm already seeing people out there going, oh, but the plot's good. It looks good. It's not that woke. Well, this is how they get you. This is how they start things. Then they turn up the heat, and you saw exactly what's happened over the last few years. This is a Disney strategy. They have not repented, changed their ways. They're not trying to produce family-friendly content. They want your children pushed into these lifestyles through psychological manipulation in the background of their shows. And I'm going to show you that this has been the attempt of Disney to do for a long time. It's nothing new, and it is something that needs to be called out as Star Wars Skeleton Crew is not appropriate for children. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here, guys, as we talk about all things in the culture. We're getting close to 50,000 subscribers. Really appreciate all of you for being there. And I am an author of science fiction myself. If you like what Star Wars used to be, check out my trilogy, Justified, Saga of the Nano-Templar. It's a beautiful thing. You're going to really enjoy this. It's basically crusading in space, so the Jedi type of people in this are more based on and influenced by Christianity than they are in any sort of like Eastern hokey religion like in Star Wars that doesn't make much sense. From there, the universe works a lot better, and it's filled with high-action, fun adventure. This is something that anybody can enjoy. So grab this today. It makes for a great Christmas present. It's in the description below as well. Like I said, it's a trilogy, so grab all three books, and the first is available on ebook, print, and audio. The second audiobook is in processing from Amazon right now and should be out very, very soon if you prefer that way. But start here, and it's in the description below. Thank you so much for reading and supporting our work, guys. Really appreciate you. This has been a tremendous success as an alternative to Star Wars, and it's all because of readers like you. So, Star Wars Skeleton Crew is being met with largely positive reviews from those watching it. However, this week's third episode dropped the woke bomb on the show by showing the characters having two moms as Disney Lucasfilm continues its push to try to brainwash children. Now, this show is inherently aimed at children. It features 4 children protagonists, and there are immediate red flags of Hollywood's diverse casting in it. It's got a black male lead, followed by an ambiguous race girl, which is KB, she's kind of Asianish, and a white girl. And the two girls actually lecture the boys on how they're superior to them the entire time. They act smarter than them. They say they're better than them. It's a very much a girl boss sort of diverse casting adventure right there immediately. Now, a lot of people are willing to forgive that at this point because every Hollywood show looks like this. Every single Hollywood show has that kind of subversive deal where it is inherently anti-white male. The poor white male children at this point are just like besides themselves in seeing this, by the way. The next generation is going to be extremely based because they're so sick of all this stuff. Now, despite all of that, the show does have a coherent plot, and it does have reasons to care about the characters, which is something like The Acolyte did not have. This is what Star Wars has been missing in the last few iterations, which has got people to tune out. So people are not watching this show as a result. The ratings have been absolutely terrible. And what's happened is the show's 2-episode premiere last week failed to chart on the top 10 streaming originals list, according to Variety. The lowest show that's currently on the chart is called The Day of the Jackal, which only brought in 332 million minutes for the week of November, which means Skeleton Crew had even less watch time. Now, despite this, everybody's saying it's good, and this is people on our side too. Critical Drinker says it's good. Star Wars Theory says it's good. Cosmic Book News has put out a positive review of the episodes. So the critical reception has been fairly good. It's just nobody is watching it at the end of the day. Now, Film Threat's Chris Gore actually warned us last week about this. He said, I agree, Skeleton Crew is a fun and solid Star Wars show for kids. In episode 3, you'll meet the parents and learn one character has 2 moms. They can't help themselves. Modern messaging must be inserted no matter what. I'd have preferred they kept the parents out of it altogether. Now, the parents in the actual episode are just shown in the background. It is two women holding hands, just very confirmed that they are the mothers. I don't know how KB actually had a existence, because two mothers cannot actually make a child. It is a biological impossibility, but hey, we'll ignore that because they just wanted to put the messaging in the background. Now, people are saying it's not that woke just because of that. They're saying that, it's a little bit in the background. You just see them right there. Here's the Asian ladies holding hands right here. And they say, oh, gosh, it could be a lot worse. As long as it's good, we don't care. Well, it is woke, and it is aimed at children. It is aimed at psychologically manipulating them. And this is what Disney's been doing for a long time. You got to remember, with Rise of the Skywalker, they did this exact same thing. They put this lesbian kiss in the background at the very end of it, again, in order to try to groom children into these lifestyles. And they aren't even that brave about it, because when this movie got released in the Saudi Arabian and Chinese markets, they actually removed it from the background just so they wouldn't offend those markets. They really just aimed it at American kids to try to just push this sort of identity politics here. And, I don't know. The reasoning behind it is very suspect, and it is aimed at destroying our country and our culture 100%. They don't just do it in Star Wars, though. They do it in other children's movies. This is Toy Story 4, which caused an uproar. You see in the background, even though this is kind of a grainy picture, you got the mixed race lesbian moms in the background of one of the children. And they did this intentionally, again, because they know 5 and 6 year olds are going to see this. They're going to see that having two mommies is natural. And so they're going to be more inclined towards those lifestyles as growing up. As I said, it's a giant grooming operation. This is Disney's MO from day one. Now, they've lost a lot of money this year. When The Acolyte came out with the whole lesbian space witch drama, and it was just a nightmare with pronouns and the rest in it, they spent so much money on that show that it was a massive flop that cost them so much. And you're seeing in the Skeleton Crew already, you can tell that the backgrounds are just not as well designed. There's not as much work put into them. It's obviously a much cheaper production than The Acolyte was, because Disney's already blown its wad in that regard. But that messaging in The Acolyte was so over. There was so much craziness to it. Leslie Headland even put her lesbian lover as one of the Jedi in the show, and audiences very much rejected it. And they've been seeing that across the MCU and the like as well. As they've pushed harder and harder, the audiences are rejecting it more and more. So they're dialing it back to those levels that you saw with Rise of the Skywalker when they were still making money with films, even though they were in decline at that point. That's what they're attempting to do at this point. They think we just went too fast with this sort of social grooming. We're not actually going to get rid of it. They've not changed their ways. They've not changed anything about their company whatsoever. Despite all the exposing that's been done this year, James O'Keefe actually went in and showed exactly how Disney was doing this. Disney insiders are still saying that they're all in on the messaging, that they are all in on pushing these lifestyles, that they're all in on LGBTQ agenda. And so know this about Disney, know exactly what you're getting into, and know that your kids should not be watching this kind of thing, because it is insidious and it is in the background, and it is meant to just psychologically leave impressions on young minds to manipulate them. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for being here, guys. And do check out my Justified Saga of the Nano Templar and its 2 sequels, Sanctified and Glorified, for a great replacement for Star Wars. Good books, good Christmas gift to get. It's in the description below. Appreciate you for being there.